Good morning and welcome to the Mike Show for Saturday, May 9. 50 degrees. Now I can't remember what time it is. I think it's 6:05 a.m. I'm here with that Mackie. He's got a nice purr going. And there's that Ruthie and Gracie. It's not a half bad day out there. We've been up since just before 4 a.m. Could not fall back to sleep, so I just decided to wake up, or get up, I should say. Had some cold, thin, watery gruel for breakfast and a banana. Just about finished with my coffee. Oh boy, Maxie went out. Elsie got sick earlier. Oh, Gracie, the girls want to go out ever so bad, but they are grounded. Ruthie ruined it for them yesterday. I had enough. Done some stretching and yoga. Sitting here just doing some breathing and trying to figure out what we're going to do today. A lot of that is going to depend on the weather. One app says it's going to rain on and off all day. The other one, So what do you do? Briefly read what passes for news locally. Oh boy. Got some pain in my lower back. I kind of worked that out with some stretching. A little more to do though. Still got a little pain in my tick bite. It's been what? Tomorrow going to be 2 weeks or 3 weeks since that happened. It didn't swell up or anything, and it didn't do the bullseye like the last time I got tick bit. I think that was back in like 2016. That was a nasty one. Had to get a shot in both butt cheeks, had to take an oral medication and use a topical medication on that. Mr. Blackbird just landed to feed. Oh boy. So anyway, might as well just jump into a recap from yesterday. Yesterday's thumbnail was a shot of our beloved Mischief. He and Raz and Stu and I moved in here in April of 2001. And we lost sweet, sweet Chiefy in June 23rd, 2007, I believe it was. Chiefy was a big boy and he was a sweet boy. And losing him was very hard because he just started losing weight and we couldn't figure out what was going wrong. The vets just could not figure it out. Dr. Boyd was alive at the time and he just could not figure out what was wrong with him. And blood work didn't show anything negative. And anyway, Chief and Raz and Stu, well, Chief and Raz were with me in my last days of my drinking. And they were with me up in early sobering up times. So there was a double whammy there, losing them. Because they, like the ones we have now, are who and what we came home to. And he was ever so loyal. And he was a good, sweet boy. He really was. I got a lot of film photos of him, but I don't have any digital photos. Even that photo I used yesterday was I think I took a picture of a photo that's hanging on the wall up in the bedroom. So we reuse that one a lot. I kind of go through the cycle of the order of which these loves have shared this life in this home with me. Anyway, I can't say enough good about Chiefy. He was a kind, gentle soul. He really was. Him and Sam were like a line from a John Wayne movie. If you ask me which one was sweeter, I'd have to answer it'd be tough to live on the difference. And I think they would have been great pals. Look at that Gracie. She's a sweet little girl. So anyway, I had a tough time. I was pretty upset with Ruthie yesterday, and I did finally ground them. And I feel bad about that. I would like to be outside. I would have been like to have sat outside with them last night because it did get fairly nice, but the stress is not worth it. And I don't know where they went. They won't come when I call. Mostly Ruthie. Gracie and Chloe are pretty good about sticking around. So anyway. But after I finally got Ruthie in, and I honestly believed yesterday she was gone and I wouldn't be seeing her again. Gracie! Gracie! You meditating? What are you doing? I drove to Save-A-Lot. And right when I was walking into the store, I looked and I saw Jim, my neighbor from up the street. And he's in his 90s, and to the 8 billion of you who do not tune in on a regular basis, his wife passed, and I went to the memorial service for her last Monday. And Jim and I ended up talking probably for an hour. And I really needed that. Because once again, I was pretty pissed at God. And, oh boy. Having a conversation with him and seeing how strong he was spiritually, and it really helped me out. And, said goodbye, shook hands, and, said God bless you and thank you. I'm really glad I got a chance to talk with you, and glad I saw you, and said, hey, maybe one day I'll stop by and pick you up in my truck and we'll go for a cup of coffee. And he said, I'd like that. So that's something we can do. Coming out of the store, I ran into someone else I know, Camping Russ, and he showed me his left hand. He does a lot of carpentry work. He's a Mr. Fix-It to the max. He can build and fix and do just about anything. And I think he said, I don't remember what kind of saw it was. He was cutting a board, and one of them accidents where the board kicked up and he nearly cut his thumb off, and his hand was pretty swelled up, and hopefully he's not going to lose it, and it's going to get better, but it could have been a lot worse. And he was going in the store, I was going out, and I had things I wanted to do yesterday, and, I talked to Jim for over an hour, like I mentioned, and I wanted to get rolling, get home, get something to eat, and figure out if I was going to ride out to the range and plink or drive out there. And I ended up wanting to drive out. Now I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyway, I came home, and earlier I had made some mixed up a can of salmon and made salmon patties and fried up those for lunch. Loaded up some ammo and some guns and recyclables and drove out to the range, and she's just wound. I was ready to go do I did go do some shooting, and I drove because I wanted to take the recyclables, and then I wanted to take the rifle. I hadn't shot my .22 rifle in a while. And I have 310 round magazines for it. And I shot those off with no issue. Well, I had one didn't want to eject. And then it kept not ejecting after every round. And I thought, what the heck's going on? Is there something wrong with the ejector? And so then I tried ejecting a full round. It ejected a full round just fine. So I thought, well, it's something that's happening after the rounds fire. And I didn't have any other ammo to check it with. The old mind started thinking, well, if you'd have brought some other ammo, you could see if it's this ammo or, is it a mechanical malfunction of the extractor on the bolt or whatever. So anyway, and I remembered I had my LCR with me and it had a different brand of ammo. So I loaded one round of that in there and fired it, and it ejected just fine. So the issue was the ammo I was using, and that was kind of a bummer because I bought a couple thousand rounds of that. I got a deal on it and ordered it after trying it out, and it worked fine. So I did that, and then all of a sudden it's not working right. So I'm going to probably give that extractor a good cleaning and run a couple brushes and some cleaning solution through the barrel and go back and see if that's going to fix the problem. Because like I said, I never had any problem with that ammunition before, and I ran a lot of it through that rifle. So, and then I shot another .22 revolver. I had a lot of fun. I spent probably an hour and a half out there. And from there I drove to Full Bore to see Jeff, and he was closed again. I went there yesterday, or the day before, Thursday as well, and he was closed again. And I think the issue is that there's just so many changes happening to firearm laws right now, and paperwork and ATF rules changing, that he's getting all caught up on that stuff. Because being in a situation he's in, it's just like being a firearm owner. If you don't have all your I's dotted and your T's crossed, most of the stuff is felonies. And who needs that? They're making it difficult enough to own and enjoy the shooting sports as it is over the years. So anyway, came home from there. And we're going to take a little break because I got to try and sit here and remember what else we did after that. And we are back, and I just remembered something. Boy, I've been yammering a long time. We're going to close this one out pretty quick. After Save-A-Lot, I did go to Dunham's to get some ammo, and Marine Market to get some eggs and sausage. And when I was at Dunham's, another customer was talking to the clerk and wished her a happy Mother's Day, and I realized it was Mother's Day this weekend, and I said to her, I've been called a mother before, but not in the same context as you. And anyway, we just came home and hung out with the cats for the rest of the day. I had sweet potatoes and some sauteed shrimp for dinner. Read to the cats. Didn't watch a movie. Watched a short video on the Detroit Pistons Bad Boys era of basketball. And was in bed by 10 o'clock. So here we are. And there's probably a lot more things I could talk about, but that's going to be about it for now. So, we got a plan today, and a good plan today is better than a perfect plan tomorrow. One more thing I wanted to mention, though, weather-wise. I was thinking back to 2011, I believe it was. No, it was 2012. And we'd had a fairly mild spring that year. And the day before Mother's Day, it was 70 degrees, sunny, just beautiful. All the snow was gone, had been for quite some time, and woke up Mother's Day morning that year. It was snowing and the wind was blowing so hard when I looked out the window. The snow was blowing sideways. So anyway, that's all we got.